Ooh, listen to this one. Oh yeah, this one kind of bangs. Hello everybody, what's up? Today we're gonna talk about a little something, something as always. We're gonna talk about the movie Before Sunrise. That's the final movie I saw for Lovers Month, I guess. It's basically about these two guys who randomly meet each other in a train. They decide, fuck it, let's go together. And they do kind of go together. Um, they have a little date for a night. Turns out they really fuck with each other. Like, and I don't mean sex kind of fucking. I mean they fuck with each other like as if they really like each other, and it's really one of those chill movies. You're mostly just watching them go on their little date, and you see how they're similar. They start talking about their lives, their families, their whatever. Honestly, generally a pretty nice movie, but I had a problem with it. I could not focus on it. I wanted to focus on it, but I couldn't. I could not focus on the movie because of something very distinct. And that is, well, I had read a thing earlier that I liked more. I don't know why this happens to me a bunch, but I have pretty, like, sometimes I just find a comic and I cannot stop reading it. It's a thing that happens to me with comics in particular. And it's a really weird situation, right? Because, like, I genuinely don't know where that, like, adoration for comics come from. It just so happens every now and then that I find a comic and I'm like, I have to continue reading. I have to continue reading. I have to continue reading. Something about the format really pleases me, probably. And it's really weird. So I was trying to enjoy the movie, but in my mind, the only thing going on was, holy fuck. The thing I read earlier is so much better. None of these blocks are good. We gotta keep on looking. Oh, that one's good, but can't do it. I don't know. So what did I watch or read that made me so, you know, confused about my thoughts on Before Sunrise? Which, by the way, it's a set of 3 movies. Before Sunrise is just the first movie, and the next movie is like 7 years later. So I'm putting like a year between movies so I can get somewhat of a similar experience. So next year I'll watch the next one of the Before trilogy. I think that's it. Good. This is where we want to go. Alright, I don't think I brought up Ender Pearl. Nope. What do I have? 3 birch. What kind of person comes into the nether with this inventory? And I like that I brought everything randomly. Like what? What are these objects? What are these items? So which comic did I read? I read a comic called Marshal Goes to Jail. Now before you go looking that up, just a heads up that it does contain mature themes. As in sex. So and it's like and obviously drawn, you know. So it's like, do not be surprised. What are you doing? It's just a comic about fucking Marshall from Animal Crossing and the author going insane with the self insert. But there was, I don't know how to explain it. There was a fucking beauty to it. Okay, I need to go that way, anyways. I need to find Enderman to get out of Nether. it was it was kind of a crazy movie just in general, a comic just in general because of that. But it's not just like, oh look, they're having things. The author just kind of took it in a really interesting direction where Marshall is like this really easily to manipulate guy who apparently the girls are crazy for. And it just, I don't know. It's kind of silly because of all the things I was watching, like, oh, yeah, no, there's movies about two people who love each other or something. I don't like, and I was just thinking, like, dude, that thing I just read was fucked up, but actually awesome. It was well written. I like the characters. I like the story. It has like 5 characters. You just see like a compilation of the relationships. What are you doing? No, get away from me. Ow. Ow. What did you hit me with? What was this? Sharpness 2? It just it felt really weird because that comic had such evident mature themes. Um and yes, it has penis and boob. But because it has those things, um it just felt like the author managed to talk about something special and different when it comes to romance. You know, people who base their entire romantic identity around sex and not around emotion. This is not what I'm looking for. Last time I did find the thing I was looking for by going in this direction, so I'm not sure what's going on. Dude, I don't even know the coordinates to my nether fort. That's how crazy this is. Was it this way? No. I don't even know where it was when I fell in a hole. Hello, Gast. I will destroy you if you keep shooting at me. Horrible angle. What? How did that miss you? Alright. I will be taking your tears. I don't need the disc anymore. Honestly, I feel like the disc should not be given like that because returning to sender is like such a common thing to do in Minecraft. That's like the main way to kill a ghast. It's like, come on. We already have the gas tiers for that. They should have changed it. Ugh. I don't really want to deal with you guys right now. I'm a little lost. I'm trying to find the warped forest, but I don't know where I left it. Okay, so my fortress must be that way. Is it? Or could my warped forest be this way? I literally visited this like a few episodes ago. Yeah, there it is. I don't know why I figured it was the other way. When it's very clearly this one. Okay. Yeah, it was the whole focus on, you know, sex that the comic had. It just gave it a mature theme. It started to really discuss topics about just the nature of people who use sex as a way to cope with romance. It's just, I don't know, it was really interesting. And then there was also a whole meta narrative about it, which was kind of banger. So ultimately, I was just thinking, like, man, that was so different. I've never read something like that or seen something like that. And here I am watching Before Sunrise, which is as standard as it gets. Hold on, let me eat. Let me eat. I know you're angry at me. It's the standardness, I guess, of Before Sunrise that made me just not be able to pay attention over thinking about something else. Isn't it? Yeah. Why is this guy not getting angry when I look at him? I guess I didn't look at him good enough. Get ready for when I actually go to the end. They're gonna not. They're gonna all see me in the eyes directly. But also, why do I have a button on my inventory? Please clean this shit up. Enderman. Okay, will you give me an eye? A pearl, I mean. Why does combining these guys pearls? Man, that's really loud. None again. What the shit? That's ridiculous. Should we Enderman no Ender pearls? Is this the opposite of Dream RNG? I hear many whooping. Also, that was risky what I just did. And I kind of fucked it up too. Okay, I guess that guy's too far away to... No, he is very clearly angry at me. I know. I just don't know why he's not coming. You should be teleporting, fella. Hey, you. Up there. No. Let me look at you. That guy's angry, but he's not coming. And then this guy up here. I can't get a good look at him. This is weird. But yeah, now that I think about it, I can't really figure out what. Where is he? He just left because he gave himself a little ouchie? So that guy's angry but not coming. This guy's angry but not coming. What the fuck? I've never had such bad RNG with Enderman. Then this is out of the warped forest, which means no Enderman. And I was all happy talking about Marshal Goes to Jail. Which again, really awesome story. I love the whole meta like bit of the narrative that it had later on. It was just kind of weird. You. You. Come here. Come here. Ugh, it's gonna take forever to kill you in this spot. Look at this. And then you're gonna hurt yourself like that? Ooh. And on aggro. I fully expected them to hit me there. Dude, come. Thank you. Because you're not gonna drop a barrel, are you? I guess maybe my brain just craves more mature romance stories that are just different. I feel like a lot of romance stories are just, and then two people fall in love. There was something genuinely awesome about the comic Marshall Goes to Jail. Something that don't, like, isn't typically replicated by most comics. Thank you. There's one of you going, ah. I feel like comics drawn by people who are not professional writers are not like limited by things such as what they can put on TV and whatnot. And I do genuinely think that probably gives them some sort of freshness. Good, so I only got one pearl from like 7 Endermen. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Now you guys show up? Well, you better drop me some shit. Thank you. You too, Paul. Thank you. Turns out the guys who were angriest at me were the ones who gave me the most. Huh. Man, that's so deep. Man, that's so deep. Man, that's so deep. Now we head back. I don't know, I just have shiny things to say about the comic and not as much to say about Before Sunrise. Again, probably related just to the maturity that could be explored between the two stories. One of them has to go for more emotional depth, with the characters being the like ones who'd have to deliver the depth in Before Sunrise. But then you actually get to have a pretty interesting story that's different and unusual when you release something on by yourself. And I feel like comics do that a lot, where like the amateurness of the writing kind of works in favor of the piece, of the story, of the everything. You ever go into a warp forest and don't know how to get out? I think I'm going further in. Like, I genuinely do. I don't think I've seen this part of the warped forest yet. Thought this was a microbiome. Like, coming here. My luck today is insane. But man, I just like it when I read a story and it really engrosses me. And it makes it hard to stop like being engrossed on some other story. Even if it's the one you were supposed to be listening to or hearing or whatever. So for the most part, I gotta say, really enjoyed Marshall Goes to Yale. Pretty much enjoyed Before Sunrise. I am very, very excited to like watch the next one in the trilogy next year. I think maybe another thing that appeals to me when it comes to comics is the fact that they're short. They just end. Like, you know, I don't have to wait for more or think about more. It's over. There is no more. That's all that the story was. For better or for worse. And this case, I think it was for the better, because the pocket size of Marshall Goes to Jail, I really liked it. And again, this is a silly, that was like a pretty silly fan fiction. It started as a fan fiction. It was nice to see the out. Oh, that's the worst block to misplace. That is the worst. Oh my god, stop me. Somebody stop me. I had to do the portals in this part 1 of today's work, but look at me. I'm here. I crossed willingly over here. For nothing. There is nothing here. There's nothing here. I lost myself. I don't know where I'm going. Find my way out, I guess. Meanwhile, Marshall Goes to Jail needs a movie adaptation. I don't know how you're gonna handle it. You know, that also taps into something that I always say about porn in porn. Well, sex scenes, I guess. I am pretty like, I don't like sex scenes in movies because generally speaking, they're extremely unnecessary, and I don't know why they're there. Like, easily 40% of stories that have a sex scene have the sex scene just to say, and now they're like a thing. And that's it? No substantial things happen? The actors are just showing wee wee and boing boing. And they just do things, I guess. And it's really there just to establish, oh, they have a more profound relationship now, or some shit like that. I find that to be super stupid. How am I here again? How am I here again? Okay, let's get up here. Maybe if I get up here, I will be able to get a better lay of the land. Have I ever told you I really like how this block looks? This blue thing. I don't know what this blue shit is, but I love it. The color. Lovely. Sex scenes are so unnecessary in general. Like, I genuinely think most movies don't know how to do sex scenes. Almost every sex scene that ever happens is just there to show, and their relationship is deeper now. And it's almost never useful. And I think that's something I liked about this comic. All of a sudden, because the comics is very much about that, all of a sudden I realized, wait a second. There's a good, like, comic about that. The sex scenes here actually do something for the story. Because events actually happen. You're actually, like, exploring the psychology of the characters through the sex. Which is kind of crazy. Now, I can definitely tell the author wanted to make them somewhat steamy. It's kind of hard for them to be somewhat steamy when two of them are, like, people who aren't entirely sure about what they're doing. But it's nice, right? It's like, oh man, what a nice and realistic depiction of sex. It's different from the things I'm used to, where sex is just a tool that the writers use. Probably just because they wanted to see the main lead actress naked. Or the main actor. I don't blame them. If I was directing a movie with, like, Henry Cavill or something, you fucking bet your silly ass that I'm gonna be trying to work in a weird scene. Actually, the other day I thought about this. I don't think Henry Cavill is that hot. There I go. I said it. Everyone's always like, oh, Henry Cavill, so cool. Where am I? Genuinely, where am I? Genuinely, where am I? I need to open F3. Alright. I need to go to 27,156, roughly. Where am I? So 27 is this direction, and 156 is this direction. So that's the direction we want to go. Alright. Brain usage. You know, this entire problem is just because I'm not using my brain, because I'm too busy talking about how cool the sex scenes are in the comic I read the other day. Why did I deliver that? Like, there's a comedian that talks like this. And I don't know what the comedian is, but he does have a pretty distinctive voice. And I'm wondering what his name is now, because I genuinely do not remember. But he plays the fucking bagel in Sausage Party. That's probably what I'm thinking about. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, I'm out of here. Talk about a low budget flight, no food or movies, I'm out of here. Ow. What are you doing? Stop. No, stop. Don't hit me. Rude. Anyways, I found myself, and that definitely means it's time for me to stop yapping. For me to start working. Okay, also maybe I can continue yapping in part 2, but this is it for today's video. Before sunrise, I gave it a beat here. I'm hoping the rest of the trilogy is better. Marshal Goes to Jail. It needs a live action adaptation. Give me a live action adaptation. I genuinely want to see that comic adapted way more than some other shit that's gonna get live action adaptations. Like fucking Moana. I don't know how that happened. But seriously, fucking Moana? What the heck, man? Now, where was my letter? Oh no, I've lost it myself again.